which of these 0-3 teams will visit the win column for the first time? We'll see. We're underway here in Week 4. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Hands it off out of the gun. Oh, he's got a little daylight. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. 2nd and 2. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's taken down here by the Saints. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
A confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback, because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
After the interception, here's Smith. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The Falcons had 0-3 here to begin the campaign. And you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Matthew Judon in there to take him down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
He'll get 15 and a Saints 1st down.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26. We're scoreless after 1.
Here we go. Set.
Now Gino on 1st down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Throwing again is Smith. And he'll spot Hurd open left side. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 15-yard line. Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
They run out of the gun with Swift. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. 4 yards there on the carry, gets it back to 2nd and 11.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
On 2nd and 11 now. Smith, this is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Justin Ross, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
It was Kwity Paye who made the stop coming off the edge.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second and 5. And finding the tight end, Wilson. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 36. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. That's out to the left flat and complete. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. Now, after the loss, he'll have to navigate a 2nd and 17. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Dancing to his left. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Smith going to throw on 3rd and 1. The throw for Tony is intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Come on, come on. Hey.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Play action. It's Smith. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to find Kirk complete. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
18-11,
Smith on first down. And that is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Let's go now.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
19 Tiger.
Swift going to try up the middle. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Geno down to throw. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
To throw again on 2nd down. Smith. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run here with Swift. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Ready? Go, go, go!
They'll try it now with Swift. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 51 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here that's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And the Falcons are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. From 3 yards out. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But, boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll be brought down at the 27. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Smith throwing again. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Smith now to throw. Touchdown! Kadarius Toney, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Saints answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright. And it's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. 69 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7th. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And they'll run again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. For the lead, here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his 2nd drop, indeed, not a good look. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Falcons have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. But plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
Let's go now.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Off of play action, here's Smith. Gets this to Kirk, complete on the comeback route. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Out to his left. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this one is incomplete.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno. Throw left side, complete to Tony. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now Smith. He'll get this off to Swift. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Now it's Smith. And Walker has it. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That'll give them 8 that time. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Smith now to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line. Smith. And that's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Back to throw. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it. And this is indeed up to a 3-point lead.
Makes the score Saints 23, Falcons 20.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Falcons take over 1st down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, This is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. He'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 27 yards there, a first down.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are in the field?
Okay, ready? 60 by 6, 60 by 6.
Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. He's back to throw. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. And they will take a knee here.
And there it is, Brandon, taking a knee. They get their first win of the season. They're now 1-3. And I remember when a 1-3 start meant you didn't even talk about going to the playoffs. Nowadays in the NFL, you still got a shot.
Yeah, and a big difference between 1-3 and 0-4.
I think they're going to practice really well next week, riding this moment.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. They knew how to quiet this rival stadium, Charles. I mean, not only did they get the win, but they get the win by taking the lead in the fourth quarter to hand their division opponent a big loss.
And they're elated, and they should be, because they did exactly that. Went to a rival's house and stunned them, and did it with a fourth quarter comeback. And every team in the league